So hey guys, this is Jules, your favorite Filipino, and back with another travel vlog. And this time we are in the beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. My first day was all about getting introduced to the city. I arrived at Salt Lake City International Airport at 11 a.m., settled into my Airbnb, and took a quick nap because I wasn't feeling well. And then I woke up at 1 p.m., thankfully feeling better, and it was time for our first lunch because I was starving. And that brings us to our first stop, the Red Iguana. Red Iguana is a popular Mexican restaurant in Salt Lake City, Utah, because they're famous for their authentic, flavorful dishes and vibrant atmosphere. Also, I ordered this mole negro, and it comes with soft tortilla, frijoles refritos, and rice. This food is so good. It's a delicious blend of spices and chocolate, so you must try it. For the unbeatable views of Salt Lake City, you have to visit the Utah State Capitol. It's got one of the best views of the city, and the architecture, sobrang ganda. It's a quick uphill walk from Temple Square, and it's totally worth it. Massive columns, polished marble, and sweeping city views. The best part? It is all free. This place is great to visit during sunset because it gives a beautiful glow to the area, making it even more stunning to look at. And so, after the sunset, I went straight to the Hatch family chocolates. This is the best place to warm up with their famous hot cocoa. And that's not all. They also sell tons of desserts from candied apples to brownies, cakes, and ice creams. But I skipped that because I came here for their famous hot cocoa. I ordered this hot chocolate and this one. Ambot to si tawag ani pa sa mura siyang chocolate custard. And the moment of truth, it's actually delicious. This hot chocolate is a total game changer. It's so rich and velvety, you'll forget what regular cocoa even tastes like. So don't say I didn't warn you, okay? Finally, on the second day, we're starting strong with the caffeine boost in Publik coffee roasters. Look at this place, rustic and serving up some seriously good brews. I ordered hot caramel macchiato with soy milk and a Cubano panini. It's perfect for warming up before we take on the living room trail, because trust me, you'll want that energy. Up next is the living room trail. Why is it called living room? You'll see. This is my first solo hiking. It's kind of scary at first because I wouldn't know exactly what to do if I got lost or what, but since there's a trail, I'll trust this and for sure it's gonna be all good. But before you start hiking, you have two choices: an icy path with mostly flat terrain, or a non-icy ones but steep path. Since I don't have the spikes for my shoes, I took the non-icy path and just prayed for the best. My fear of heights was really tested here. Some parts were right on the edge of the hill, and one wrong step, you'd go straight down. So be careful, especially on the icy ones. It's so funny because when I got to the top, I really couldn't find the living room. So after going up and down a few times trying to look for it, I just ended up playing in the snow for a bit. And luckily, I found some hikers and they let me tag along. And guess what? I didn't realize that I passed by it a few times because it blended in with the rocks. It's so crazy. The hike that was supposed to take 2 hours ended up taking almost 4 hours. So finally, I rested for a few minutes and just reflecting. I was so happy I did this alone, and it's totally out of my comfort zone. So after a while, I decided to head down, and that's when I realized, again, this wasn't the same trail I took going up, but it's fine because I ended up in a really nice spot. So after all that, going down was no joke. I couldn't even stand properly because it didn't feel safe. So I literally had to sit and slide my way down because it was that steep. But I finally made it, so that's fine. And now, it's time for brain food at the Natural History Museum of Utah. This place is packed with interactive stuff and you can learn so much here. It's full of cool trivia and facts about everything, from tiny microorganisms, animals, dinosaurs, and more. It's super informative but not boring at all, so it's definitely a must visit. Here's a quick budget tip before we wrap this up. For just $54.99, I get a 2-day pass that gives access to 18 attractions around Salt Lake City. They also offer 1-day and 365-day options. Without the pass, visiting just 4 attractions could cost you around $130. So this seriously saves you 60 to 80%. So it's definitely a must if you're planning to explore the city. So don't afraid to check out their website for more details. So going back, here we are in the Winter Wonderland vibes at the Red Butte Garden. Honestly, I wasn't super happy because I came here during the wrong season. It's winter right now, so there aren't many flowers. This place would be so amazing in spring when everything's blooming. I saw pictures and the garden looks so stunning with all the colorful landscapes. But for now, there's not much to see flower-wise. One thing that really amazed me here was the frozen waterfalls. Seeing them up close felt so surreal. It's definitely a unique experience of mine, especially someone who's from the Philippines. Since most of the museums closes at 5 p.m., I was rushing to explore the garden so I could visit our next stop before they close. I got delayed because of the hike to the living room, so I had to hurry. But at least, I made it to the Utah Museum of Fine Arts. This museum has tons of beautiful paintings and awesome sculptures. They also have kinds of arts from around the world, and the story behind each piece is seriously amazing. The coolest part? These candies. I actually thought they were just replicas, but this one's wild. It's real candy, and you can actually take some. It's actually meant to symbolize loss and eternity. Cool, right? If you're into art or just need some indoor warmth, this place is a must. And yes, it's included in my Connect Pass. Since it was freezing outside, I made a quick stop at the Salt Lake City Public Library. I was super tired from walking around all day to check my itinerary. When I got inside, the place was huge. And I got kinda scared because the elevator here was all glass. My fear of heights hasn't gone away yet. This library is really nice though because I tried looking for a book I wanted to read and they actually had it. They've got a ton of books here, and honestly, I'm not even the type to read. But since I was so exhausted from all the walking I did earlier, I figured I'd read something while charging my phone. So, after I rested at the library, I decided to make a quick stop at Washington Square. It's just right across from the library and the architecture is amazing. And while I was here, I couldn't stop thinking about how hungry I was. So it's time for dinner at the Spitz. They serve killer Mediterranean street food on a budget. I ordered this Mediterranean doner chicken wrap and this very fizz. And wow, it was really delicious. Best Mediterranean food I've ever had. It's my final day on Salt Lake City and we are going out with a mix of adventure and relaxation. First up, we are taking in one more breathtaking view of this city from a place that's worth the climb, Ensign Peak. This hike is actually way shorter compared to the living room trail. It only takes about 20 minutes to reach to the top. The vibe is super peaceful and relaxing, and the sun rays hitting the clouds make it look amazing. It's totally worth doing before sunrise. I finally made it to the peak, and it's so beautiful up here. It feels so good to achieve something you really wanted, especially after everything you've been through. And that's my takeaway from this journey. For those who love shopping, it's the City Creek Center. This was actually the first open-air shopping mall I've been to. It even has an actual creek. If you are into shopping, there are plenty of brand name stores here. They also have accessible restrooms and I just came in to warm up. Just a 4-minute walk from City Creek Center is the Utah Museum of Contemporary Arts. If you're into cool stuff or just feeling curious about art, you've got to check this place out. It's not that big, but the exhibitions are seriously amazing. There's a variety of art displays here, and they'll definitely entertain and inspire you. Next is the Leonardo. A perfect place for hands-on learners and anyone who loves to see how art and technology collides in the coolest ways possible. If you are all about getting your brain fired up while having fun, this spot's perfect for you. And for my last meal here in Salt Lake City, I hit up Settebello Pizzeria Napoletana. They've got wood-fired Neapolitan pizza, and you have to try the margarita pizza. ensalada, and affogato. Thin crust, super fresh toppings, it's so good. It's my final meal here and it didn't disappoint. And finally, that's a wrap on my solo trip to Salt Lake City, Utah. It's been an awesome experience, especially hiking through some beautiful spots. I learned a lot about myself on the trails, and it's been so refreshing to step out and explore on my own. Solo traveling really lets you connect with nature and yourself, and I'll definitely remember this trip for a long time. I've made some amazing memories here, and if there's one thing I'm taking away from this trip, it's that sometimes you just gotta have to go for it and explore the world on your own. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Best regards, your Filipino Wanderer.